Hare Krishna. So what we are discussing is one more point left of the yesterday's shloka purport, and of course many other points given by Srila Jiva Goswami in commentary. We were discussing all the different surrounding places and personalities, and now we came to the extraordinary potencies bearing the names of Vimala, etc., shine on all sides. So now on the screen, the last point of the purport left unexplained. The associates of the hues blue, yellow, red, and white that we heard, and the extraordinary potencies bearing the names of Vimala, etc., shine on all sides. We are reading from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and this is what is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that the shape of the spiritual sky is compared to a lotus flower. The topmost region of that flower is called the wall, and within that wall is Krishna's abode. The petals of the spiritual lotus flower consist of many Vaikuntha planets. So here what we understand from this, that actually there is a one lotus in the spiritual world. That Krishna is in the center, and then first surrounding is Krishna's own abode, Krishna's Gopas, Gopis, Vrindavan, Gokul. That's the first inner circle. Then you have this external circle of Mathura and Dwaraka, Shvetadvip, Navadvip, they were all discussing. Then naturally, further lotus expands, petals continue. And now you have actually the description of the Vaikuntha already, with potencies of Vimala and other mentioned. So what is it? There is a one lotus spiritual world, and thousands of petals are thousands of Vaikuntha planets. This is how it is described. In the Goloka chart, we showed two lotuses just to show the difference, just to show the actually the description of Goloka as it was given in Brahma-saṁhitā, and also in Padma Purana there is a description of Vaikuntha. So what you find here is these potencies described, Vimala and others, are actually mentioned in the Padma Purana as a first hour and a first circle around the center of Vaikuntha, of Lord Narayana. Here you can see Vimala, Utkarshini, Jnana, Kriya, Yoga, Pragvi, Satya, and Ishana. These are the potencies surrounding Lord in the form of Narayana. So basically, what is happening in this shloka, the Goloka is described and Vaikuntha is just mentioned by simply this description of and extraordinary potencies bearing the names of Vimala, etc., shine on all sides. Now, and you will see the shloka 6 and shloka 7 already starting about material creation, viraja and creation. So where is the description of Vaikuntha? Here is given just one line. Yes, other petals, others are potencies. And so Brahma-saṁhitā is really Gaudiya Vaishnava treasure book because it is not given full description of Vaikuntha. That's already described in other shastras, fine. And particularly, Lord Brahma had realization of Goloka, of Vrindavan. So therefore, this description of Vaikuntha is not fully described in Brahma-saṁhitā because he was meditating upon Lord of Gokul, Lord of Vrindavan. And this is what he have seen. This is revelation he has seen. Chitamani prakara sadma sukalpa vriksha lakshavriteshu surabhi rabipalayantam Lakshmi sahasra shata sambrama sevyamanam Govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajan. So this is what Brahma has seen. So this is how it is. That why Padma Purana describes separate lotus when Lord Narayana is in the center. For those devotees who worship Lord Narayana in Dāsa, Rasa, in Aishwarya Bhava, this is what they will see when they go home back to Godhead. When they go to Vaikuntha, they will see Lord Narayana is in the center. And Krishna Loka will be mentioned there as a one of the planets in the petal. Just like this. Can you see on the screen? Yes. Okay, so you can see in the first, second, third, fourth avarana, you will find the planets of Krishna and planet of Rama is mentioned. Buddha, Kalki, Matsya. So for the devotees who worship Lord Narayana, they think that Krishna is one of avatars of Narayana, and Narayana is the center of spiritual world. And this is how Lord showed himself to them. So when Jiva Goswami was asked, how is it that Krishna Loka is mentioned in the fifth avarana of Vaikuntha? So he simply replied, that's so because Shastra cannot hide the truth. The Krishna Loka exists. But from Padma Purana point of view, from the point of view of those who worship Lord Narayana as Supreme, it is one of the avaranas of Vaikuntha. It is there. Krishna Loka is there. But we understand from Brahma-saṁhitā and from Acharyas that actually that planet is superior. It's above all of the Vaikuntha planets, as was described just in previous shloka. No? That the Goloka is the center of everything, and from Goloka all other planets expand. So this understanding is there, that according to one's bhav, according to one mode of worship, according to one rasa, Lord will reveal his form to his devotee. So this is what you will see. This is what you will see. If you worship Lord Nrsimha, they'll go to Nrsimha Loka. And you will be 100% convinced Lord Nrsimhadev is center of the whole Vaikuntha, which is true. What is wrong with that? It's the same Krishna. That is our understanding. But the rasas are different. All these divisions of the spiritual world, divisions of Gokul, Shvetadvip, Mathura, Jagannath Puri, Dwaraka, then you have Ayodhya, then Vaikuntha. What is the difference? There is no difference in one way. These are all spiritual planets, eternal abodes, Sanatan Dham of the Lord. But the rasas are different. The relationship of Krishna with his devotee is different. Therefore, different abodes. To facilitate different pastimes of the Lord in different moods, different abodes are there. That's all. So one should not calculate what is better, which is better for me, where I will go. It's not material calculation. It is really your bhav, your natural spontaneous attraction towards particular form of the Lord. That will determine where do we go. So that will be manifested, self-manifested by the mercy of Guru and Krishna when the heart becomes pure. We were talking about this before. So this is the description in the Shastra that these potencies are surrounding. Now they should be depicted. We should continue these petals of Goloka, and then Vaikuntha layers will come. Now you can see, I'll read few shlokas from the Padma Purana where Vaikuntha is described. You can see this. This is quoted in Laghu Bhagavatamrita by Srila Rupa Goswami. Here, the Laghu Bhagavatamrita quotes from Padma Purana Uttarakanda. On the border of material and spiritual world flows the auspicious Viraja river, whose waters were manifest from the perspiration of personified Vedas. You see the Karna ocean, Viraja river, it's perspiration of personified Vedas, border of spiritual and material world. Just on the border, you can see this huge river or the Karna ocean. Okay. Then it is described there. On the far shore of that river, in the spiritual sky, is the eternal, imperishable, unlimited spiritual world, which is 3/4 of all existence, Tripada Vibhuti, which is made of pure goodness, Vishuddha Sattva, Vasudeva Shabditam, which never decays, which is the abode of Brahman. Brahman means absolute truth here, which is splendid as countless millions of sun and fires, which never withers, which contains all knowledge, which is splendid, which is not touched by any of the periods of cosmic devastation, pralayas, they don't influence it, which is immeasurable, which is free from old age, which is the eternal spiritual reality, which is free from material states beginning with wakefulness, sleeping, and deep sleep. No? Which has a golden splendor, which is the abode of liberation, which brings spiritual bliss, which has no equal or superior, which has no beginning or end, which is auspicious, which is wonderfully glorious, which is charming, which is eternal, and which is an ocean of bliss. These are the qualities of Lord Vishnu's supreme abode. That abode of Lord Hari is not illuminated by sun or moon, nor by electricity. Same word we learn from Gita, Natad bhasayate suryo, na shashanko, na pavat. One who reaches it never returns to this material world. Yadgatva nani vartante, tad dhama paramamama. Even in hundreds and millions of Brahma's days, one cannot completely describe this eternal and faultless abode of Lord Vishnu. This is Padma Purana. Okay, next shloka is quoted. Very fortunate great souls who serve the Lord's feet, who are filled with the nectar of loving service to the lotus feet of Shri's husband, attain Lord Vishnu's supreme abode, which gives the bliss of spiritual love. That is Lord Hari's abode of Vaikuntha, which is filled with many cities, airplanes, jewel palaces. In its midst is a splendid city, glorified because it is not covered by illusion. It is surrounded by many walls, colorful with gold and jewels, many jewel arches, and 4 great jewel doors. So this is the description of spiritual world, not impersonal Brahmajyoti, not just a light, but the beautiful city, palaces, aeroplanes, people. No? This is described. The gatekeepers are described, headed by Chandra, Kumuda, and others. They protect the city. And then in the center is the Lord's beautiful palace, enclosed by jewel walls, beautiful with great gates, surrounded by many vimanas and palaces, and decorated with splendid Apsara women everywhere. In the center of that place is a beautiful and auspicious throne made of all the Vedas and surrounded by eternal personified Vedas and the deities of religion, knowledge, opulence, and renunciation. So this we can see here in the chart itself. In the middle is Lord's palace, and throne is made of the Vedas. And Dharma, Jnana, Aishwarya, and Vairagya, in person they worship the Lord. 4 Vedas also personally worship the Lord. Okay, I'll go on reading. Okay, here in the center of the throne resides the deities of fire, sun and moon, Kurma, Shesha, and Garuda, the master of the 3 Vedas. The very hymns and all sacred mantras also stay in that holy place, which is made of all the Vedas, and which is known in the Smriti Shastra as the Yoga Pita. So Yoga Pita, what is the Yoga Pita? It's the center of the spiritual world. It's the center of all of the universes. It's the center of existence, where Lord sits. In the center is an 8-petaled lotus flower, as brilliant as the rising sun. And in the center of that flower is the Gayatri mantra. O beautiful Parvati, Shiva is speaking in Padma Purana to Parvati. In that place, the Supreme Personality of Godhead sits with the goddess of fortune. Now you see, in the Goloka, we have Gopala mantra in the center. Okay? But in Vaikuntha, we have a Gayatri mantra. And you can see here the Gayatri mantra is depicted like that. And Lord sits with Lakshmi Devi, with Śrī Devi here in the middle, 4-hand form. Lakshmi Devi has 4-hand form, and the Lord Narayan has 4-hand form. Okay? Okay, then okay, the Supreme Lord eternally enjoys transcendental bliss in the company of his eternal companion, Mahalakshmi, in the eternal spiritual sky. O girl with the beautiful face, Bhu and Leela stay at his sides, and the potencies headed by Vimala stay on the petals in the 8 directions. Vimala, Utkarshini, Jnana, Kriya, Yoga, Prahvi, Satya, and Ishana are the Lord's queens. Holding chamaras splendid as the nectar moons, they please their husband, the infallible Lord. So this is where it is described, these potencies. So you can see Brahma-saṁhitā just mentioned, and Goloka is surrounded by all these potencies, and goes on, you know. But the details are given now, and each now layer is described from Padma Purana, each avarana of Vaikuntha. So here you can see that these 8 potencies in person, actually, they worship Lord and become his queens. When Krishna and Radha expands into Lakshmi Narayana, the 8 principal gopis expand into 8 queens of the Vaikuntha. You can see here, same concept, Radha and Krishna, and the 8 principal gopis are there. So this is how it goes. Goloka itself, abode, expands into Vaikuntha. So Lord expands into 400 form, and Radharani expands into 400 form, Gopis expands into 400 form. Tulasi Devi has form of a plant in Vrindavan, has a form of the Gopi, and has a 400 form, Narayani, in Vaikuntha for the service of the Lord. So like that, everything is done according to rasa, according to different mode of worship the Lord. Okay, so just this we wanted to discuss, that these are the potencies, and the further details are given in the Padma Purana about Vaikuntha. Now we'll continue reading from Srila Jiva Goswami's commentaries on the Shloka 5. Here, this is the Shloka, and basically the Shloka explains that Goloka is in the center of everything. This is the highest rasa, the biggest rasa, the closest, the purest devotees are there, and everything else expands from there, all the spiritual sky. Here, Srila Jiva Goswami immediately quotes from the Bhagavatam to show that the Goloka is described in Srimad Bhagavatam when that famous Leela, when Nanda Maharaj went to break Ekadashi fast, and what he did, fasting came early in the morning, very early Ekadashi was there, so he went to take bath earlier than usually. Shastra usually do not recommend to take bath in the night, in the dark, in the rivers. So, but he went because the Titi to break Ekadashi was earlier. So he went to take bath and was pulled down by the, as Bhagavatam says, demoniac followers of Varuna Dev, because they misunderstood Nanda Maharaj's position. So story is from Krishna book, you know the story, I'll not, give all the details, but the idea is like this, that Nanda Maharaj was welcomed by Varuna Dev and sat on the throne and worshipped by him. And he took opportunity, Varuna Dev, to see Krishna. He knew that Krishna will come and rescue Nanda Maharaj. So when Krishna came actually and rescued, the Varuna Dev apologized that my follower by mistake did, but now my life is perfect. This body, this birth is perfect. I've seen you, my Lord. So now Varuna Dev and all his followers worship Krishna in front of Nanda Maharaj. Now this is something unusual in Vrindavan, where residents of Vrindavan do not consider Krishna as Supreme Lord. They consider there's so much love they have, that his godhood, his supremacy, his Aishwaryas, his majesty, actually are little obstacles in expression of their love. Like Mother Yashoda, how she will feed Krishna with breast milk if she thinks, oh, you are Supreme Lord, you created me, you created the milk, you created the process. That Vatsalya Rasa won't be possible. So in the spiritual world, by Yoga Maya influence, that Aishwarya Jnana, the knowledge of opulences of the Lord, are withdrawn, pushed in the back of the mind of the residents of Vrindavan, so they can freely express the love for Krishna as a friends, as a parents, as a lovers, as a servants, like that. So here in this now you will see why Srila Jiva Goswami is quoting this. This is very interesting how he quotes. Okay, here he quotes 10 Canto, 28 chapter, Shloka 10. Nanda Maharaj has been astonished to see for the first time the great opulence of Varuna, the ruler of the ocean planet, and also to see how Varuna and his servants had offered such humble respect to Krishna. Nanda described all this to his fellows coward men. Now when Krishna rescued Nanda Maharaj, they all ask, what happened? Because when Nanda Maharaj disappeared, his guard was there with him. He is a king of Vrindavan. He has his guard. He has his friends with him. He has his servants. So they all started shouting in panic. Oh, Nanda Maharaj is not coming out of the water, is not coming out. So Krishna came and who was nearby by his potency, he immediately came and rescued Nanda Maharaj. So when they came out of the water, everybody asked, what happened, what happened? And then Nanda Maharaj is describing, I've seen Varuna's place. What a abode, you know. And now he is from Vrindavan. He is a simple, cover community people, He has beautiful palace. But, Vrindavan looks very intimate and simple and, forest paths are there and the houses are simple and flowers and trees and cows, And now suddenly he was brought to Varuna's place, Devata's place. And he's, the opulent place. And then Varuna they worship Krishna. So this was the how they were entering into this discussion. Okay, now Srila Jiva Goswami further quotes few more shlokas in same lila. Hearing about Krishna's pastimes with Varuna, the cowherd men considered that Krishna must be the Supreme Lord, and their minds, O king, were filled with eagerness. They thought, will the Supreme Lord bestow upon us his transcendental abode? Now, they've seen Varuna Devs, So for Nanda Maharaj, that was, he doesn't think Krishna is supreme. He has no concept like that. That's, some devata is showing something is happening, my child is blessed, that's all what I know. His love is so strong that it does not get disturbed. Like when Vasudeva saw Krishna in Mathura, in jail, or later, when Krishna joined Vasudeva in Dwaraka, when they met, correct? First in Mathura, after killing Kamsa, correct? And then Vasudeva would say, Krishna and Balaram came like a children, like a sons. And he said, you're not my sons, you're supreme lords. And Krishna said, Rasavas, don't do that. So Vasudeva's love was mixed with Aishwarya Bhava. Therefore, 400 form of the Lord, Vasudeva Krishna, from Adi Chatur Vyuha, was born in Mathura. But 200 form was born to Nanda Maharaj in Vrindavan because his love was stronger. Even Arjun, when Krishna showed Vishwarupa and Kalarupa, he said, oh, please forgive me, I call you my friend, is that even his love for Krishna, friendship, Sakya, was disturbed by this knowledge of his supremacy, Dāsa. It's Sakya mixed with Dāsa of Arjun. So, but Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maharaj knowledge, no. Srila Prabhupada says that in that incident, when children complained that Krishna was eating the mud, even Balaram complained. So Mother Yashoda asked Krishna, they are saying you are eating mud. No, I'm not eating, they are lying. No, you open your mouth. So Krishna, okay, I can open my mouth. What you will see, it's just some mud. So he opened the mouth and she saw all the universes and herself looking at Krishna's mouth. Means he showed her that everything is coming from him. He showed Aishwarya display. I am Supreme Lord, I am Creator, I am origin of all. Everything comes from me. And what did she do? Prabhupada says on the lecture. She was stunned. What is this? But her love for Krishna, is something happening to my child? Is something happening to my baby? Close your mouth, go and play, finish. That was for 1 second, Aishwarya was a little disturbing the mood, but that motherly affection overpowered, pushed back this, whatever I say, I don't know what I say, just close your mouth, go and play, never mind. Did not work with Mother Yashoda, so strong. Therefore, the glories of devotees in Vrindavan is the highest. Therefore, they are the supreme devotees. Therefore, they are the best of all devotees. And therefore, we follow their footsteps. Okay, so here we'll continue reading. Okay, here. Next shloka. Because he sees everything, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, automatically understood what the cowherd men were conjecturing. Wanting to show his compassion to them by fulfilling their desires, the Lord taught as follows. So, then next shloka says like this. Lord Krishna taught, certainly people in this world are wandering among the higher and lower destinations, which they achieve through activities performed according to their desires and without full knowledge. Thus, people do not know their real destination. Okay, so this is already we were discussing, no? When karmis, materialistic people, where do they wander? They wander within the 14 planetary systems. If they are pious, they go up to Swarga Loka and come down. If they are yogis and tapasvis, they go a little up. But actually, they do not even know about the spiritual world. They have no information. Okay, so now Srila Prabhupada gives purport here. He explains. Actually, this is from Srila Prabhupada's Krishna book explanation of the same story. Srila Prabhupada says like this. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is always eager to give information to the conditioned soul that there is a spiritual sky far, far beyond this material sky, transcendental to the innumerable universes created with the total material energy. So, Krishna is, of course, always very kind to every conditioned soul. But as stated in Bhagavad Gita, he is especially inclined to the pure devotees. Hearing their inquiries, Krishna immediately taught that his devotees in Vrindavan should be informed of the spiritual sky and the Vaikuntha planets therein. So they wanted to see his abode. They were showing Nanda Maharaj saw Varuna's abode. But cover men were thinking, oh, you see, somehow or other with Krishna, through Krishna, Nanda Maharaj saw Varuna's abode. He must be Lord because Varuna, they worship him. Gopas were thinking like this. So they thought, will he show us his abode? Will he be kind to us? Because they consider themselves his friends, his simple fellow, who we are. Will he show us that abode? So Lord was thinking, yes, I should show them. Okay. Now this is very interesting. Okay, so it goes again. Next shloka is quoted. Can you see here? Iti sanchintya bhagavan maha karuniko harihi darshayam asalokam swam gopanam tamasa param. Now this is essential. Here, the darshayam asa, he showed them lokam, the planet, Vaikuntha, swam, his own, gopanam, to the cover, tamasa, material darkness, param, above material world, Goloka. Thus, deeply considering the situation, the all-merciful Supreme Personality, Godhead Hari, revealed to the cover man his abode, which is beyond material darkness. Okay. So Srila Jiva Goswami comments here that he swam refers also to Krishna's own planet. But also, if you see the swam gopanam has come in the shloka, you can link it to Krishna and you can link these two, Swagopanam, their own planet he showed, where they will go. This is what Srila Jiva Goswami say. Actually, Krishna showed them Goloka, spiritual planet, where they will go themselves. Okay. So what is that? We were discussing from Gokul, they sing Goloka. You see that? He showed them actually, no? So, and also Tamasa Param, that this is not creation of Maya Shakti. This is not material creation, spiritual world. It is the work of Swarupa Shakti, or Chit potency, spiritual potency of the Lord. So this is described here. Now, Srila Prabhupada again speaks in this very same Leela in Krishna book. Srila Prabhupada says, let me see where we are. Here. Very interesting point. The inhabitants of Vrindavan are all pure devotees. Their destination after quitting the body is Krishna Loka. They even surpass the Vaikuntha Lokas. The fact is that those who are always engaged in mature Krishna consciousness, pure devotional service, are given the chance after that to gain Krishna's association in one of the universes within material world. Okay? So again Prabhupada says, first you go to Prakata Lila. First you join Krishna in his Leelas within material world. Which is not material world. It is Gokul, it is spiritual world manifested within material realm. Okay, same thing. You see, this is second what we are showing. Krishna's pastimes are continuously going on, either in this universe or in another universe. Just as the sun globe is passing over many places across the earthly planet, so Krishna Leela, or the transcendental advent and pastimes of Krishna, are also going on continuously, either in this or another universe. The mature devotees who have completely executed Krishna consciousness are immediately transferred to the universe where Krishna is appearing. In that universe, the devotee gets their first opportunity to associate with Krishna personally and directly. The training goes on. Somebody was complaining on one of the classes, oh, again I have to get training under devotees. Yes, bliss under the pure devotees of Vrindavan. The training goes on, as we see in the Vrindavan Leela of Krishna, within this plan. Krishna therefore revealed the actual features of the Vaikuntha planet so that the inhabitants of Vrindavan could know their destination. Now this is interesting. Okay, what Krishna showed? Look at the next shloka. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Yad Brahma Jyoti Sanatanam Yadi Pashyanti Munayo Gunapaya Samahitaha. Look at the shloka. Lord Krishna revealed the indestructible spiritual effulgence which is unlimited, conscious, and eternal. Sages see that spiritual existence in trance when their consciousness is free of the modes of material nature. So, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Jyoti. Krishna showed Brahma Jyoti also. Previous shloka says he showed the Goloka, Lokam, Tamasapara. And now he's saying he showed them also Brahma Jyoti. Why he showed them Brahma Jyoti? Now this is interesting. Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says that Krishna revealed to the Brahma Jyoti also and Vaikuntha plants also to show that Vrindavan is superior to this. Of course, Srila Jiva Goswami says that if I want to show you the moon, I'll tell you, look at the sky. You see the moon there? It's the same thing. If they see Goloka, they've seen spiritual sky also. They've seen Brahma Jyoti also. You know, I mean, this is from Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. And Srila Jiva Goswami simply say, yes, that Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Jyoti Sanatana. This is the description of Goloka itself, which also good explanation. This is also befitting explanation. So this is interesting, no? He showed them actually the Brahma Jyoti, the Vaikuntha and Goloka to show that Goloka is superior to all of this. To show them, this is your place, Swagopana. This is the Loka where you are going. This is your own place. Okay. So now look what they've seen. The cow men were brought by Lord Krishna to the Brahma Hrada, made to submerge in the water and then lifted up. From the same vantage point that Akrura saw the spiritual world, the cow men saw the planet of absolute truth. So how Krishna did that? He just tell them, you take bath here, submerge yourself in this water, and when you come out, you will see. And this is what they did. You know? And it's not now, where is the water, where is the kunda? Of course, it's there in Vrindavan, but that was by Krishna's arrangement. He played Leela like this. He wanted to show them like that. Okay, so they submerged in the water. After coming out of the water, they saw all spiritual sky. Okay? What they show? Lokam, transcendental planet. The other show they saw Brahmana of the absolute truth Lokam, Brahma Loka. Okay, so Brahma Loka, Satya Loka, the topmost planet, the topmost planetary system is situated ahead of the form. The spiritual planets, however, are eternal. This is quoted by Srila Jiva Goswami to show that actually spiritual planets, Vaikuntha, sometimes is addressed as Brahma Loka, sometimes as Satya Loka, because it's eternal, because it's abode of Brahman. Brahmanyo Devaki Putraha, that Brahman is Krishna. So sometimes in Shastra we find that for the Vaikuntha Lokas they say Brahma Loka, Satya Loka, but that doesn't mean the planet of Lord Brahma. Actually refers to the Goloka. So here immediately the second canto is quoted. Just a second. Okay, so here the the Nanda Maharaj and other coward men felt the greatest happiness when they saw the transcendental abode. They were especially amazed to see Krishna himself there, surrounded by the personified Vedas who were offering him prayers. So this is what they saw. They saw Krishna ultimately in that spiritual abode and surrounded by Vedas, as already described in Brahma-saṁhitā's fifth shloka. Okay, so here the purport, Srila Prabhupada explained. Although the residents of Vrindavan, no, this is purport from Bhagavatam. I think this is not Srila Prabhupada's purport. This is Srila Prabhupada's disciples' purport who used the commentaries of Acharyas, Gopi Paranadhana Prabhu and Sridharanta Maharaj. Although the residents of Vrindavan consider themselves ordinary persons, Lord Krishna wanted them to know of their extraordinary good fortune. Thus, within a lake in Yamuna river, the Lord showed them his personal abode. The coward men were amazed to see that the kingdom of God had exactly the same spiritual atmosphere as their own earthly Vrindavan, and that, just as in their Vrindavan, Lord Krishna was personally present. In their unique vision, he was present as the Lord of the spiritual world. No? So what they see their own Vrindavan. They see their own Vrindavan, but looking maybe a little more splendid. Okay. As Srila Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur points out, these verses emphasize that Lord Krishna did not merely show the coward a sample Vaikuntha planet, but that he specifically revealed his Krishna Loka, the greatest of all of eternal abodes and the natural home of the residents of Vrindavan, who love Krishna more than anyone else did. So this is the description here. Okay, Nandicha. So in the second canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, when summary of Krishna Lila is given, this shloka is quoted. That Nandam cha mukshati bhayat varunasya pashat gopan bileshu pihitan maya sununacha. So here, what is mentioned? Loka vaikuntam upaneshati gokulam sma. So here again is confirmed that planet what Krishna show is Gokulam. Gokulam. You see here? Gokulam Vikunta. Vikunta, the spiritual sky. Upaneshati, Yavadat Gokulam, the highest planet. So that's the idea that Srila Jiva Goswami explains that Swam means his own planet he show, no? And that Krishna is mentioned, his own Krishna show his own planet, just to distinguish that not what Bhaktisiddhanta already said, not any planet he showed. He showed that Gokulam. Lokam Vaikuntam, which one? Gokul he showed. This is what he showed. Of all Vaikuntha planets, his own planet he showed. So that this is described. Now Srila Jiva Goswami again quotes from Harivamsha, and he describes this place, that Indra in Harivamsha describes this place. There's a big shloka describing the Goloka. Okay, I read the translation, you can see. Above the heavenly planets in Brahmaloka, Vaikuntha, worshipped by the Vedas, the sages and Garuda and others. It is the goal of Shiva, of the liberated soul and the devotees. Above this is the planet of cows, Goloka, protected by the perfected devotees. O Krishna, it is all-pervading, great, attained after realization of the Lord. That is your abode, full of great powers, which I cannot understand, though I have asked Brahma. One can reach Swarga by control of the senses and mind and execution of pious acts. One can reach Vaikuntha by engaging in meditation on Vishnu, but it is very difficult to attain Goloka, and the planet protected personally by you, Gokula. Gokul refers to Krishna and the planet also. O hero, and which destroys the suffering of the cows and other inhabitants, is the residence of the determined and disciplined devotees. So this is how this Indra describes that you can go to any other planet easily, even to Vaikuntha you can reach by meditating Lord Vishnu, but Goloka is not easy to achieve. Why is not easy to achieve? Because quality of love of devotee is the purest, without any motivation, not motivation, without even concept of Godhood of the Lord, simply pure love. Is simply without even bothering about his opulences. This is what it is. The highest pure love without even any concept of Lord's opulences. Srila Prabhupada say that the residents of Vrindavan, they do not even know Krishna is Supreme. And they don't mind. Why they should know? Simply we love him. This is the purest aspect of love. And therefore they are always glorified. Okay. So now, of course, the Gokula here described should not be misunderstood as a Goloka, as a planet of cows described within material universe. There's a planet of cows also. Within material universe where cow, planet of the cows in one of the heavenly planets. So that Goloka is different because this is even, you see the comparison above Brahma Loka, above Vaikuntha Loka, even this is difficult to achieve. So this Goloka is spiritual, transcendental abode of the Lord. Okay. So Indra says, I do not understand this place, even after asking and hearing from Lord Brahma. So that's really the truth. That's really true. He's honest, he's speaking the truth. And even for devatas, it's difficult to understand this transcendental abode. So now you know what we got from Srila Prabhupada, what we got from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he comes and reveals spiritual world to us. And the highest the planet, and about highest devotion he talks. So again, Moksha Dharma in Mahabharata is quoted by Srila Jiva Goswami. When Krishna speaks, I move about in many forms on earth, in Vaikuntha and in eternal Goloka or Kaunteya. Krishna says that Brahma Lokam cha Kaunteya, Golokam cha Sanatanam. I move wherever I want. In material world, any planet I go to spiritual world, any Vaikuntha planet, and I go to Goloka also. So Goloka again is mentioned here. Golokam cha Sanatana. Then Srila Jiva Goswami quotes from Rig Veda, beautiful shloka, that we desire to attend the place where Krishna and Balaram perform pastimes. In that place, the cows, endowed with great qualities, have large horns. In that place, it is said that the supreme house of the Lord shines brilliantly. So he quotes from Rig Veda, describing again abode of the Lord. So, okay, I think we will not start Shloka 6. I thought that we'll do Shloka 6, but we had some technical problems here. So, I think I'll stop here, and then if you have some questions, we can maybe deal with a few questions. Chart, okay, I think this is how we should do. Oops. Okay, let me see, do we have any questions? Okay, there is a question. Do Jana, Mahar, Tapa, Satya, Loka exist even in the spiritual world? No, Jana, Tapa, Mahar, and Satya Loka, they are described as the places in material world. Why they should exist in the spiritual world? These are places that pious souls attain. There was a description that perfect, purest grihastas go to Marloka and Brahmachari go to Tapaloka and Vanaprastha Tapaloka and Sannyasi to Satyaloka, like that. There is description. So this is the higher. They are higher, Mahar, Tapa and Janaloka. I'll just show you on the Goloka chart. Their whole description is given there. Okay, here. Satyaloka, the abode of Lord Brahma, where sannyasis achieve. The Tapaloka, the abode of 4 Kumaras, where actually the Gyanis and also the Tapasvis, they achieve that place. Janaloka, the abode of Prajapatis, and Mahaloka, the abode of Brigu, Muni, and Prajapatis also. So in one place they're doing yagyas, in Mahaloka yagyas are done, and Jana Loka, the Tapaloka, meditation of Vishnu is done when 4 Kumaras comes. And these abodes are above Swarga Loka. Is described in Puranas. Then when 4 Kumaras from Tapaloka, they come to Swarga Loka to see Indra. Indra thinks that Bhagavan has come because their body, their intelligence, their effulgence is far superior. Devatas, they have vimanas in Swarga Loka. But in Satya, Tapa, Jana and Mahaloka, the rishis, they travel with their own bodies. Just travel in the space like that. Their body is made of more subtle matter, and their intelligence is far superior. Effulgence, understanding, senses, perception, feelings, everything is much, much more refined. So these are just material abodes. I don't think then these they are existing in spiritual world. No, they are existing in material world. Okay, let's see the next question. Can a devotee be present, reside in both Goloka and Vaikuntha planet? For example, the one who loves Sri Krishna and Sri Narayana, Vishnu equally. Yeah, that is described, that devotees can have two spiritual form, and one can be in Krishna Lila and in the form of Narayana. Okay. It was mentioned that sometimes they refer to spiritual Satyaloka. Yeah, it is mentioned that sometimes Satyaloka. Satyaloka means eternal loka. So sometimes it is mentioned. There are shlokas in Shastras. Okay, there is a question. Are countless Vaikuntha planets mapped one to one with the countless Brahmandas? No, no, they are not mapped one to one because Vaikunthas are Tripada Vibhuti. That much more bigger, many more planets are there in the spiritual world than in material world. So this is not the copied, not like that. No, not like that. Okay. Okay. Is there any difference between Gokul of material and spiritual world apart from Prakrta and Aprakrta Lila? Yeah, we were discussing in one class that difference between Gokul manifested within material world and Goloka. Then in Gokul, some more pastimes of Lord are manifested, like birth of Krishna in Gokul, within material realm when Lord manifests his pastimes. You can see the birth of Krishna, extra pastimes. You can see that Krishna leaving Vrindavan when Akrura comes and takes him. You can see that yeah, asuras are roaming around, which are not displayed in Goloka. Rumors are there, but not the real asura. And then the husbands of gopis are present in Gokul. And there are some differences. But what?
Conditioned souls can also get into.
Yeah, conditioned souls can enter there by Krishna's grace. Yeah, not like that. And everything is, yeah, there are many differences. We already discussed this on one class. So you can please refer to that. Already the description was given. But in one sense, no differences. Both are spiritual manifestation. But just the sweetness of Krishna, of Gokul, is even more intimate, more human-like, more personal, you may say, more intimate. That's better word than even Goloka. So our acharyas glorify that Gokul is higher than Goloka in that sense. But it's all from rasa point of view that you have to understand. Okay. Okay, Hare Krishna. If someone is worshipping Narayana as supreme, how can that person understand Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.28? So now I have to open Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.28 and read because I'm not. Ete Chamsakala Pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Okay, so now what is the idea that who is worshipping Narayana Supreme? How can person understand Srimad 1.3.28? You know what? The Srimad Bhagavatam is clearly book meant for Paramahamsas. That's what Bhagavatam says himself. Made for devotees who worship Krishna, who know that Krishna is supreme. And book declares clearly And Padma Purana, Vishnu Purana, they glorifies Lord Narayana is supreme. Why? Because they are devotees in different rasas. So we don't have to fight with them. We don't have to go and convince them. If they worship Narayana is supreme, they will read Padma Purana and they will see Narayana is in the center of Vaikuntha. He should be worshipped. It's fine by us. We don't have to, we have no problem. We don't have to convince them. It's okay. Their rasa is, their swarupa is that four-handed form, worship Lord Narayana in Dāsa rasa with Aishwarya, all the opulences. That's fine. That's perfect. There is no disturbance. They are not wrong. We don't have to show we are better than them. Once I was a little bit arguing with one of Sri Vaishnava devotees, and actually he was quite learned person, and I was pushing this point that Ete Chamsa Kalapumsa Krishna to Bhagavan Swayam, like that. So once after 1 or 2 hours anyway, I did not convince him. All his life he's worshipping Narayana, and he said, fine, you worship Krishna. This is the sweetest form of Narayana, And we say, fine, you worship Narayana, he's the opulent form of Krishna. That's all. And it's the same person. No? Siddhantas tas tvabedapi Shrisha Krishna Swarupaya. There is no difference between Krishna and Narayana. But rasena. Rasa is different. There is only rasa difference. So we don't have to make people upset. So after all this debate, I came to Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami, and I told him, Maharaj, he told this argument, and I told this and that. And Maharaj said, dear Gokul, if you want to argue with somebody, there are so many impersonalists, Mayavadis, atheists, bogus avatars, catch them and argue. Leave Shri Vaishnavas alone, let them worship Narayana happily, let them go back home, back to Vaikuntha, So, so this is our humble suggestion. Okay. Hare Krishna Prabhu, what is the difference between Vaikuntha and Goloka? The difference is that in Goloka, Krishna shows two-hand form and his worship is spontaneous, pure love without knowledge of his supremacy. And in Vaikuntha, Krishna is worshipped as a four-hand and Vaikuntapati Narayana with full understanding that he is supreme, he is the source of everything, he is the controller of everything, he is maintainer of everyone, he is the Lord who possesses all opulences and all Aishwaryas. So difference is only in rasa, difference is only in feeling of devotee for Krishna. Goloka is intimate and Vaikuntha is bit official, you may say. Official, not without feeling, but that Aishwarya Dham. Goloka is Madhurya Dham. That is the difference. Okay? Do pure devotees desire to go back to Godhead? Or they can serve anywhere, be in heaven or hell? Of course, pure devotees, they do not ask even to go home back to Godhead. They simply want to serve Krishna whenever. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prays, Nadanam, Najanam, Nasundarim, Kavitam va Jagadisha Kamai. Mama Janmani, Janmani Ishware, Bhavatar Bhakti Rahai Tukitvai. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't even pray for moksha. He didn't even ask to take me home back to Godhead. Just engage me in your pure devotional service. When pure devotee is engaged 24 hours with his heart, mind, and words in the Krishna consciousness, in service of Krishna, that is Vrindavan. He turns the places to Vrindavan. His mind is Vrindavan. There is no difference. So for pure devotees, no. But Srila Prabhupada say, we should desire to go home, back to Godhead and serve Krishna eternally in the spiritual body. That desire should be there. That not that, we don't mind, why is all this big fast you are describing so much? No. Lord comes and shows his pastimes. He's calling us back. He wants to attract us back. Now we are in Maya. We are attracted by Maya. We are dancing on the lap of the witch Maya. So Krishna comes and gives this information about spiritual. He gives this information about his eternal abode. Eko Devo Nitya Lila Anurakto. And he's calling us, come and play with me, dance with me, be happy with me. Why you are rotting in this material world? So that's the understanding. Pure devotee, they are already in spiritual world. Okay. Hare Krishna Prabhu, are there demon lila in spiritual world? No, there is no demons, but there is a lila. Lila is there. That just like in, say, the Krishna wants to perform lila of killing the Arishtasura. So rumor will be spread. Arishtasura is coming, Arishtasura is coming. But actually demon does not exist, just rumor is spread. But it creates same mood, same feeling. And then everybody, oh, demon is coming, Krishna, Krishna save us. And then Krishna comes and he shows himself to his devotees and embraces them and shelters them, and they are in bliss. So this is how pastimes is performed. Because demons, they cannot enter into Goloka, obviously. You know, not even for the sake of Leela. But they are allowing Gokul. Okay. Okay, I think these are the all questions, if I don't miss anything. Okay, so we'll stop here and then the next time we'll continue Shloka 6, Krishna willing. I apologize for our inconvenience with these connections today, but let's see if we can continue next time. Thank you very much. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Śrī Brahma-saṁhitā ki jai, Gaur Premanande. Hare Hare Krishna.